The Forgotten Game. It started as a joke, a drunken conversation around a campfire deep in the woods, reminiscing about childhood memories long buried. "Do you guys remember that game we used to play?" Mark asked, staring into the fire. "The one in the woods?" There was a silence. The others exchanged glances. "Yeah," Sarah said hesitantly, "but I don't remember the rules. Do you?" Nobody did. Not Mark, not Sarah, not Ethan, not Jess, not Tom. Just vague recollections of running through the trees, whispering strange words, laughing. But there was something else. A feeling, like a shadow on the edge of memory. "Let's play," Tom suggested with a grin. "Maybe we'll remember." It sounded stupid. A bunch of adults playing a forgotten childhood game in the middle of the woods at midnight. But the idea took root. Fueled by nostalgia and the eerie pull of lost memories, they stood up and spread out among the towering pines. "All right," Ethan said. "How do we start?" No one knew. They stood in awkward silence until Sarah almost instinctively picked up a twig and scratched something into the dirt. Strange symbols, a pattern. The others watched, mesmerized as their hands moved on their own, drawing the same sigil in the earth. The moment the last line was completed, the wind died. The fire flickered out. The forest fell into absolute silence. Then, a whisper, "The game has begun." Mark spun around. "Who said that?" No one answered. The darkness between the trees seemed deeper now, stretching unnaturally. The air grew thick, pressing against their skin like invisible hands. Jess gasped. "Where's Ethan?" They all turned. Ethan was gone. No footsteps, no sound, just gone. Panic set in. They called his name, but the trees swallowed their voices. The sigil in the dirt had vanished, as if the earth had never been touched. "This isn't funny," Tom muttered. "We need to go back to the car." They turned to leave, only to find the path missing. The trees had shifted. Where there had been a clear trail minutes ago, there was now nothing but endless, suffocating blackness. "We need to stick together," Sarah whispered. "No one wanders off." But as they moved, the forest moved with them. The trees seemed closer, their gnarled branches reaching out like fingers. Shadows flickered just beyond sight, shapes shifting in the periphery of their vision. A cry rang out. Mark's. They turned just in time to see him vanish into the dark, something yanking him backward. No struggle, no time to react. 1 second he was there, the next he wasn't. The remaining three clutched each other, their breath shallow, their eyes darting in every direction. "We have to end the game," Sarah choked out, "but we don't know how." A giggle, a child's giggle echoing from everywhere and nowhere. "Your turn," it whispered. Tom screamed as hands, small, cold, impossibly strong, wrapped around his ankles and dragged him into the earth itself. His fingers clawed at the dirt, his eyes wide with terror, before he disappeared into the ground as if the forest had swallowed him whole. Sarah and Jess clung to each other, sobbing. The air hummed with an unseen presence, a force growing stronger with each passing second. "We never should have played," Jess whimpered. Sarah looked down at the ground, the last remnants of the sigil faintly glowing beneath her feet. Desperate, she knelt and began to erase the lines, her hands shaking. The moment the last mark was gone, the wind roared back to life, the fire blazed back into existence, and she was alone. Jess was gone, no sign she had ever been there. Sarah stumbled back, her mind reeling. The forest was quiet again, too quiet. She ran, blindly, until she found the car still parked at the edge of the woods. She didn't stop running until she reached it Slamming the door and locking it behind her, she never spoke of that night again. But sometimes, in the dead of night, when she was alone in her apartment, she would hear it, a whisper, "Your turn."